My name is Max Gardier, for those who don't know. So the piece we just played is called Curse of Tortuga, and it's honestly such a cool piece. I looked up actually this analysis, kind of this like overview, and it says primal rhythms, eerie effects, and a driving 12/8 groove are the backbone of this large ensemble piece by Chris Crockle. And I don't know if you guys felt that too, but like, even while I was playing up there, my heart was beating so fast. It could just be that I was playing. It's just like, when you build up, it's just the layer after layer, and I just think this piece is so eerie, so ominous, that it just builds up, and I think this was a great piece to start off this amazing concert, and I hope you guys will enjoy it too.
Okay, now we're going to switch things up a bit. We're going to play a piece called Boo Dabi Dabi by M. Jordan Williams. Probably butchered that.
Charlotte Blackson. Kristen Allred on timpani. And Josie Weeks on the Boo Dobby Dobby. Fun stuff.
When an Angel Gets Its Wings is a beautiful, uplifting original composition by Christina Huss featuring familiar selections from Anton Dvorak's New World Symphony. As you listen to this piece, I invite you to listen to hear When the Angel Gets Its Wings. Our next song is Solstice Dance. The next piece is Solstice Dance by Jack Wiles. It is a depiction of what he imagines a winter solstice ceremony might look like at the Passage Tomb at Newgrange in Ireland. It's a structure that was made by many people over a very long time, and the people who began it weren't able to see it come in its full glory at the very end.
songs that we just played were a collection of Irish street ballads, right? And I was asked to read this in an Irish accent, so here we go. A Longford Legend. Longford Legend, Opus 58, was commissioned by the Normal Community West High School Band, Normal, Illinois, Lisa Preston, director. The piece was written in 1996 and premiered in April of that year with the composer conducting. It is based on the composer's impressions of 3 poems found in a collection of 18th century Irish street ballads and is written as a tribute to the wonderful music of Granger, Holst, and Vaughan Williams. And that's it. I hope you enjoy it.
I have no idea what he said, and I have it in my music.
Can you hear me? Yes, okay. Prariesong is the next song that the next piece we're gonna play. It starts out relaxing on the plains. It has the Americana feel of the Wild West. It starts out as a breezy day with cows lowing in the golden field. That's what I like to imagine. The song jump starts into the excitement that is the country and all of its musical colors. This piece contains some beautiful solos that go from serene to jazzy, so listen for those. Carl Stroman invokes a sense of freedom through this composition. We hope you enjoy Prariesong.
Yesterday we played Prariesong for the Veterans Day Assembly, and I couldn't have been any prouder, felt any more proud. Is prouder a word? One of the messages I received, they received a lot of praise since playing that yesterday, and I don't tell them that enough, so I did make it a point to tell them today. But one of the texts that I received was one of our faculty members just seeing and feeling just how engaged they were, and she felt that, and she became emotional because they were just so into it and so in the moment. So give your students one more hand for that. Very proud. So we've been geeking out a little bit while preparing for this piece. Andrew's back there jumping like a little schoolgirl. So there's an instrument back there you can't see, but it's it's a bass drum with only one drum head and a string inside it. Oh, it's right there. Go play with it. Oh, you're gonna do other stuff. Okay, Andrew's gonna show you all the things. Here we go.
Hey, so this is a bow I stole from a violin player, don't tell them. And I've had a recent obsession over just bowing random things, and sometimes they make really spooky sounds.
Even metal bowls. That was the best one. So if your children start doing that, you'll know why. And then that thing. So at one point, this is called The Cave You Fear, and something I want to tell you about. These guys have had maybe 5 rehearsals total on this piece, maybe. So he was like, I've been thinking about this for a while. Here, let's do it. So here's another sound effect you'll hear at one point. It's a lion's roar. Did we pull it off? Make that lion meaner. You can do it. Rawr. Simba, he's working on it, okay. Go Disney, all right. Foreshadowing for the trip. In a world full of caves, Sam Hurley will be introducing. Did I steal your thunder?
Rawr. Okay, so the song that we're playing next is personally one of my favorites, and it's called The Cave You Fear. Give you a little Pictionary that you can do in your head while you're listening to it. In film schools around the world, Joseph Campbell's book, The Hero with a Thousand Faces, is required reading for filmmakers, screenwriters, and storytellers. The series of events that happens in the hero's journey, and conflicts that arise along the character's path as he or she fights their way to some ultimate goal. After studying Campbell, it's easy to question where we are on our own paths. What is our own story? What are we fighting for? And what does it mean to be a hero? And how can we be more like a hero ourselves? For the next 4 minutes, let's take a chance. Let's venture into the dark unknown. Let's fight whatever monsters we find in there. And although we might not always prevail, at least we'll have a story to tell by the end.
I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Nichols for helping us tonight back doing lights and sound. Thank you. Now, probably not as dark as Percussion Ensemble, but I think we want to go dim a little bit. Yeah? Jonathan, your opinion doesn't matter. I'm just kidding. All right. Yeah, let's go dim just a little bit. Turn up that lion's roar. Here we go. So we call this our Fall Band Showcase because Pep is part of the curriculum, and I haven't always shown this off, but a few years ago it was like, but why aren't we? Because it is a big part of what we do, and as a band member, you're part of Pep. So our first basketball game's on the 20th. Andrew really wants as many band members there as possible, right? Because it's more fun that way. So, and there and at every game, but we have one just before Thanksgiving break. So we're going to play for you Radioactive, Cadence, Handclap, Cadence, and Seven Nation Army. 6, 7. I beat you. All right, here we go.